Hello everyone! Look at this! Operation Red Crow, patch notes are finally out, and I would just want to do like a live video to it. I'm too lazy to edit, let's just call it that. I'm too lazy to edit. So there you go. Two new operators, we pretty much knew everything about them already. They were revealed at the live panel on the Ubisoft Twitch channel. It's gonna be Hibana on attack and Echo on defense. Here's the loadouts, let's go through it really quick. We have on both sides the Supernova, which is a pump action shotgun, which I really like. We hadn't had a pump action shotgun, like a new one, since the launch of the game, really. And we really need a good one, because the other ones are kind of meh. The shotgun from Sledge and Smoke, I mean, it's pretty decent, but this one, maybe it's a little bit better. For the attacker, we also have a Type 89, which is a boxed and assault rifle. Gotta admit, I don't know too much about it. I didn't spoil myself too much on the new update, on this live show that they did, because I just feel like I just wanted to wait and try it out for myself instead of spoiling myself too much. I saw the basics, but anyways, Type 98 boxed and assault rifle. Then we have, on defense, we have the MP5 SD, which is literally just an MP5 with a silencer on it, which is, I mean, it's interesting. They're forcing the silencer on a weapon, which is gonna, well, it's gonna make people use it, and not a lot of people use silencers, and maybe it shifts the meta around a little bit, because it shows people that weapons with silencers are actually not horrible. Maybe it shows them how to play with a silencer, and they actually get a little bit of a like self-made tutorial on how to actually play with those, and they're gonna use them on different weapons. Who knows? I already started using silencers a little bit more, just to like have a little bit of a different weapon loadout. But yeah, that's at least what I hope for. Maybe they're gonna improve the silencers in the near future, and like the next mid-season update. That would be pretty good. I'd really like to see that. Then basically, yeah, I'm excited for the shotgun. I'm gonna think that I'm not gonna use the MP5s too much, because actually I'm gonna use only the MP5. Never mind, I'm gonna only use the MP5, because I feel like the problem that I have with shotguns on defense and shotguns in general on heavy armor operators is that shotguns are all around closing the gap between you and the enemy. So if you don't close the gap, you basically you get fucked, because you will always be out of range, and you need a fast operator for that. And Echo is low speed. There we go. Low speed, high armor. I don't think, maybe that's the reason why I can't play Rook and Dog with a shotgun. That probably is the reason, even though there's some people that say that the shotgun's actually quite decent. I don't like it, but so this is gonna be interesting, because there's gonna be another attack shotgun for me. I'll see about that. I'll definitely try out all the weapons, but I feel like the Supernova on attack is gonna be my weapon of choice. As a secondary, we have a pistol, box-nut pistol, P229, and we have the Bearing 9, which is apparently a PM9 or MP9, something like that. Mr. Dotastic has informed me about that. He basically said it's like an Uzi. That's all he said. Don't take me for granted. Anyways, it's just a normal submachine gun, kind of, with probably a pretty low mag, not more than maybe 20 bullets, I would assume, which is gonna be a perfect fit for the Supernova. There is gonna be, as far as I know, no ACOG on that weapon, so there is not gonna be this submachine gun sniping, the secondary gun sniping going on. By the way, short spoiler: they're removing the ACOG from the SMG-11 as well. But we're gonna go a little bit deeper into that later on the line. But I think having this submachine gun as a substitute for your shotgun for medium and long ranges is quite a big deal. Same thing on defense. So we're gonna see how this works out. But I'm really excited for that. We're gonna have another SMG. It's gonna be great. As for gadgets, we have the M18 Claymore and the stun grenade on attack, which basically means, yeah, it's just a box standard set. I mean, it's like thermite, except that these are not smokes. But more stun grenades, I'm gonna be excited for that. Maybe people are gonna use more stun grenades because I feel like they are very, very underused, and I want to use them more. Even I use them not enough, but they're really strong when used in the right cases. And I should definitely use more stun grenades. I'm starting to pick up IQ a little bit more again, and sheer stun grenades, and they are really fun to use. So yeah, that's gonna be really interesting. On defense, we have a nitro cell with a really, really long fuse. You can just roll it up, it explodes. It's really nice. No, that is barbed wire indeed. I'm pretty sure that he gets barbed wire and no C4, because people would freak out if he gets C4. And a deployable shield, so you can choose between those two. Yeah, as I already said, Echo is low speed, high armor, and Caveira, what's he called? Hibana is low armor and high speed. So I really like that. New skyscraper map, we've pretty much seen all of that already. Red Crow weapon skins. It's definitely taste. I don't like any of them. Can I scroll to the left and right? Nope, I can't. But it's too cluttered for me. I don't like it too much. But they are very, very detailed, and I can appreciate that. It's just not a thing that I'd like. Then we have the elite skins, which I already talked about, and caliber-based destruction. I haven't talked about that, so let's talk about caliber-based destruction. Basically, there was a video out. I'm gonna play it over the screen now. There is a video out that basically showed how the new destruction kind of thing works. And you get 5 different calibers. So it's not gonna be like a million different ones for each weapon, but it's gonna be 5 different ones. And depending on how often you shoot the weapon, it just kind of pops out. And that will, with a medium to high caliber weapon, you will turn any wall into Swiss cheese into seconds. Now, I like the general idea of it, but that's kind of the reason why I play shotguns. To, like, you watched my videos quite a bit, and there's been quite some cases where I just kind of assume there's someone behind the wall, and I shoot through the wall with my shotgun for the first time, make a hole, and then look through to do the second shot. And that is what my shotguns do. That is what I use shotguns for wall banging, for big size destruction, for the most part, and for those cheeky shots. And I'm a little bit angry and sad that shotguns are maybe gonna lose their potential. Well, they're not gonna lose the potential, but if everyone can do that with like normal guns, where is the special role for shotguns? I mean, they're still there for close quarter combat, but that was one of the key parts why I liked picking shotguns, and being able to do that with all weapons. I'm not too keen on that, but that's gonna definitely maybe it makes people play a little bit more smarter, because everyone now can do that. And so basically, when you have any weapon, you will now be able to pull that kind of shit where you just shoot through a wall, and you're gonna think a little bit more about what is behind every wall. So you can definitely play a lot smarter. It's not gonna make everyone play like super wall bang focused, but it's gonna definitely turn a lot more people towards that, and that's gonna be really, really exciting. I can't wait for that, really. But it's as I said, I'm scared for my shotguns. Anyways, moving on. We're having new features. That shows it pretty well. There's 5 different calibers, but they don't show here how it just blows off after a second. Then we have battle dress uniforms, is what they're called. BDUs, short. They are just skins. They're operator skins, and it's a bit weird. It's the same deal that I've already talked about in tactic realism, where it's going to be a little bit more difficult to see which operator you're actually looking at. At least it's a new way to actually monetize the game and keep it living. I mean, that's always a good thing, right? I'd rather have a game that I can play and that people like to play and that keeps on living, other than having unique operators. Let's be honest. All right. Game balancing, arm and neck shot damage updates. I'm not gonna read the entire thing out. If you want to read it, pause the video. You can read it yourself on the website. Basically, they're changing the neck shot multiplier from 2.5 damage to maximum to head shot damage, which means neck shots are headshots now. I cannot stress enough, first off, I cannot stress enough how many people have claimed, oh my god, I have so hit a headshot there, and then you look in the replay and you're like, no mate, that was definitely not the head. Or they just aim over the head. Like the crosshair was over the head, but there was no bullet released from the chamber, so they didn't technically hit a headshot. Or they just hit like the chest or the neck and then claim it's a headshot. People are just accusing the game when they're playing bad, basically. That is what I've got from it. And it's gonna go down. We're gonna get more headshots, but now people are gonna complain the other way around, I would assume. Especially with the pretty shitty kill cams that are still pretty fucked. Let's be honest, kill cams not very good in this game at the moment. Yeah, I'll see how that is gonna change the meta. Maybe the people will definitely go for more headshots because the head is now bigger, essentially. I will go more for more headshots because the head is bigger, obviously. In general, it's maybe it's just too much. I don't know how much they changed it to how much is actually headshot. But I feel like, let's just look at Rook. I'm gonna quickly, editing. I'm gonna throw a picture of Rook in here. And there is this huge neck thing, this neck protection kind of thing. If they make that basically part of the head, Rook is gonna be in a really, really bad spot. Because now his head went from, like, it's pretty big, well, it's pretty okay-ish, to a ginormous head. And it's gonna be really, really bad. I don't know if I like that. It's gonna make, especially the 3 armor operators, a lot weaker. And we already have a bunch of weak 3 armor operators, like Fuse is not played. And when the 3 armor operators are get even more nerfed, then I don't know about that. But again, we'll see how it works out in the end. I'll trust Ubisoft to not fuck it up completely. And yeah, we'll see, I guess. SMG 11 is gonna get the ACOG removed. After panel at the International Advanced Firearm Conference in Bucharest, Romania, the Spetsnaz operator Alexander Senaviev, I would assume, presented the mandate to eradicate the ACOG on the SMG 11. Fun fact, you know who Spetsnaz operator Alexander Senaviev is? That is Tachanka. So the Lord has removed the ACOG from the SMG 11. Yeah, that's pretty good. It's kind of the thing that I needed. I will kind of miss it because I've used the ACOG on it for quite some extent as well. But I've been on the subreddit and people are already like, oh my god, nobody's gonna pick smoke anymore. Nobody's gonna pick sledge anymore. And like, what the fuck are you talking about? I've used the SMG 11 without ACOG. I have had some rounds earlier this week where we just played, say, as recruits. And I used it there. You can still snipe with it. It's still a pocket sniper rifle. You can still just aim for the head. You just don't have the zoom. You still have the same damage. Nothing really changes. Only get the ACOG removed, and the weapon is not gonna be dead. I'm gonna prove it by playing it a lot. I'm gonna still be pretty good with that. Look, if I can snipe with pistols across the map, you can do that with the SMG 11 without an ACOG. If I can do it with pistols, you can do that without an ACOG too. And that has a full-on auto weapon. It's not gonna be that difficult. Yeah, that's I don't know, people overreact. The SMG-11 is not gonna be dead. It's still a fucking good weapon. It's still gonna be a good substitute for the shotgun. You still have a really decent weapon for smoke and sledge, because for smoke and sledge, I mostly use the shotgun, and it's quite alright, but as soon as you get into sort of longer ranges, medium to long ranges, you really need the SMG-11, and it's still gonna be really, really good, regardless of ACOG or not. It's still gonna be good enough to be that substitute for your shotgun, and that's all I want. That's all I want. All I want is a decent shotgun. Well, it's not even a substitute, it's just a complementary, I'd say. They complete each other. So yeah, that's my thoughts on that. Caveira's Louison damage has been increased. Well, not the damage itself, but the drop off. So instead of the curve going like this, it goes more like whoop. And so it drops. You can still two-shot people after like 8 meters or so, 8 or 9 meters. It's still gonna two-shot people, and basically, yeah, it's gonna be good regardless of if you are in knife range or not. But it's always been decent because you can just headshot if you're pretty good with it. If you can headshot, that is. But still only 20 damage at 50 meters distance. Yeah. Blackbird gets another nerf. His Mark 17 is getting nerfed. It basically gets a straight up damage nerf by 11, which is pretty high. That's like 20% nerf, 20% damage reduction, and it also gets a damage drop off. That is a bit higher than it was before. Was it? No, actually it isn't. No, the damage, it is a lower number, but since it started at 44, it doesn't drop off as much. So that's not gonna make too much of a difference, because 31 and 28, that's mostly the same number of shots for most operators. I don't think that's that much of a difference. Pretty much same deal for Capital, 20%, about 20% damage reduction, and range exactly same deal. It's not gonna be too much of a difference. Like you're gonna need one bullet more, but in a game where headshots are one shot, it's probably not gonna do much. Let's be honest. Right. That is that is probably the nerf that I'm the saddest about. GSG9 recruits don't get 3 barbed wires anymore. We can't do a barbed wire party anymore, at least not to the extent that we could before. Pretty sad. Pretty sad. I'll miss it. Rest in pieces, GSG9 recruits. Game health, player skill matchmaking is going to be better representation of actual skill, which is, again, you can read the entire thing, but basically they're gonna try and improve the matchmaking again, and they're gonna take into account that you don't play kill operators a lot of the time, where you play thermite, or here, a good thermite charge on a well-placed reinforcement can change the outcome of games, which is definitely true. And they're gonna take that into account. How exactly that will work, I have no clue. I gotta be honest, I didn't read the entire thing. I just flew over it. But they're gonna improve it. I'm gonna trust them to not fuck it up. Weekly in-game challenge update. I actually didn't read that. We've updated the weekly challenges to be more difficult than they have been in the past. So we need to play 100 rounds as GSG9 this time. That is now confirmed. We're gonna play 100 rounds. We found out that we are fairly easy to complete. That they were fairly easy to complete, so we have tweaked the difficulty of the in-game weekly challenges to be more challenging. So I'm assuming they mean the in-game, like the really in-game, and not. Maybe they mean the Uplay challenges, because the Uplay challenges are weekly. I'm gonna just assume they mean the in-game these Uplay challenges. And yeah, some of them were ridiculously easy. Where I was like, yeah, well, win 2 rounds on attack. And I'm like, okay, well, that is free renown for me. And then we had this 30. I think it was 30 wins as a GSG9 recruit. I don't know what they were thinking, because not everyone has as much time as I do to play the game, and you need quite a bunch of hours as GSG9 to actually get like 30 wins. Because you're gonna lose like half of them, so that's 60 games, 60 rounds as GSG9. That's if you only play GSG9 and you play casual and you get like a 3-round win every single time. Even then, you gotta play 10 games. And if you lose half of them and you gotta get like 5 games, that's like 50, that's like 100 rounds. There's, I don't know how many games that is. That's like 20 games at least. So that's a bit, that's a little bit too much, but I'm good at basic math, guys. I promise. Yeah, that is basically, yeah, I think they're gonna just increase the ones that are shit, and maybe they mean the in-game challenges, which are basically the same thing I just talked about. There was some where it was just like, hey, win 2 rounds on tech to make a headshot with an assault rifle, make 3 headshots with SMGs. Okay, basically you're saying play the game. And they increase, maybe, I hope they're increasing that too. That's all I want. I want a little bit more of a challenge, and if we get more renown from it, totally fine with it. Not that I can spend my renown on anything else anyways. And the rest is just bug fixes. Oh, not quite, because I wouldn't say this is a bug otherwise. Somebody at Ubisoft has not paid attention for like a year, or pretty much anyone at Ubisoft hasn't paid attention for like a year, because the PMM Makarov, which is the Russian pistol, does get more spare magazines. It gets like 40 shots, 40 spare shots, as far as I heard, but you're definitely gonna get more than it was before. So, well, second round of recording. I don't know how I looked over that, but anyways, 3-minute action phase in ranked playlist. This is gonna be a little bit interesting. We accidentally played a couple rounds on tactic realism on 3 minutes. That was a lot more intense because you need to act a lot more faster. 1 minute, 1 minute shorter action phase means a lot, and maybe that actually makes me gonna play ranked, because it's just so different. It is very different from 4 minutes to 3 minutes. This is just a test. They're gonna test how it's gonna work out, but I like the idea of having a 3-minute timer. Maybe something in between wouldn't be horrible, like 3 minutes 30, but we'll see. I like the idea, and apparently that is because there was different win rates in between the skill levels. So players that just started and still started to learn the game took a little bit longer to actually figure out, hey, this is there's all the spots, this is how I attack. And the more you go down in the skill, or the more you go up in the skill level, the faster, the more the win rate changed towards the attackers, because the attackers kind of knew what they were doing. And changing that to 3 minutes in ranked is definitely gonna make a difference. So yeah, I'm not sure how I missed that, but there you go. One last thing that I almost forgot about it, is we just go back up. The elite skins, we still don't know if they are just renown or if they are Rainbow Six Siege credits, and I don't know. Same for these battle dress uniforms. My guess is gonna be battle dress uniforms are gonna be for renown, and those elite skins are gonna be Rainbow Six Siege credits. And we'll see about that. But yeah, all I want is this game to live. And what I also haven't talked about is Ubisoft has announced a second year. So we're getting another year full of great Rainbow Six Siege content. The game is going to be supported for another year. I am really excited. I'm really happy this happened. And this happened. And I'm going to just hope that the game keeps living, that more players are going to come, because we're getting more players every day. I can't wait until this patch is out. There's going to be more people as ever playing at the same time. Maybe not as many as on the free weekend, but more people than have ever played like on the normal game. and I really hope the game is getting better every single patch, and I hope this game takes off even more, because I personally find Counter-Strike Go boring. I find other games that are similar to this pretty boring. This is my game that I want to play, and I really hope it takes off and everyone is gonna play it, and I can get more of my friends to play it with me. So yes, I'm pretty stoked. So yeah, this is gonna be it. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks for tuning in. This is pretty much what I think about the patch notes, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.